my name is Kay, and I'm just here to tell you a little bit about the Gary effect. Um, Now, before I get started, I just want to say this is my very first YouTube video. I haven't had much sleep, so I'm a little rambly, and I am definitely not the world's best speaker, so please be kind and just bear with me a little bit. So, the Gary effect, what is it? Well, it's like based on the theory of the ripple effect or random acts of kindness, the power of one, the butterfly effect, that sort of thing. Um, how we came up with it is it's based on my dad, really. That's where we got the name Gary from. And how he's influenced my life, my brother and sister's lives, um, all his brothers and sisters, my grandparents, everybody he came into contact with. Now, how did he do that? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So, just to give you a little bit of history, my dad, when I was younger, he started putting on fireworks with his brothers in our backyard, and it was just for our family kids. And we would do a barbecue every July 1st, and it was fun. And then, so sooner than later, kids from around our house started coming to our yard to watch the fireworks, and dad would give them some food and so forth. And then more and more kids started coming every year. So we ended up moving into a church parking lot that was next door to our house. And then hundreds of people were coming. And it was in a lower income area. And this caught on really quickly. And I call this part of it the Gary effect. My dad was a business owner, so eventually some of the suppliers started donating stuff as well, and we outgrew that parking lot. So then we moved across the street to RB Russell School, into their field, and thousands of people started coming. And dad would give out ice cream and hot dogs and drinks. And then we'd also had some local entertainment that volunteered their time to be part of this as well. Politicians were coming. It turned into a huge thing where thousands of people would come. And you got to remember, again, it was a lower income area. So a lot of these people wouldn't have had the means to get to some of the larger venues that would put on things for July 1st. And it turned out to be huge. Now, we had done that for a couple of years, and then in 1995 my father had passed away accidentally. And after that, sorry if I get emotional, but after that, for a couple of years, I wondered, like, what happened to all those kids that used to show up? Did they still come on July 1st wanting that, um, the free entertainment and the free fireworks, and just all of that fun and that positive energy that a lot of them never did get to experience outside of that? Um, and I wanted to be able to do something that would remember my dad, and that keep that memory going and keep that positive influence on all of those people's lives going. But I didn't really know how to do that. I have no idea on how to throw a firework. So that was always kind of at the back of my mind. And then I got another idea when we went to the Philippines in 2009. So while we were out there, we had bought a whole bunch of toys and presents and stuff in Canada because it is a third world country. We brought it all over there, and then with all of the kids, like complete stranger kids, we just went out and we started handing out stuff, and a lot of them, like frisbees and things like that. A lot of them had never seen anything like that, so it was amazing. And it got to the point where, like, the kids would follow us around on the streets, and the stuff that they had been given, the part that touched me the most was that after we had given them stuff and they started following us around, when we were done giving out stuff, when we had nothing left, the kids that were following us started giving away their things because they just wanted to be part of it and they wanted to give as well. So that stuck with me. And then I'm a shift worker, so I only get every second Christmas off. So last year I had Christmas off, And I kind of wanted, I kind of started coming up with the idea of rolling all of this in together. Um, we live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, so our winters can be brutal here. So I started thinking, okay, well, what if we kind of do the same thing that we did in the Philippines? We keep that giving act that my dad used to do, and we get a bunch of gloves and scarves and socks and stuff, and just kind of hand them out to people randomly on the street. And I was kind of thinking smaller scale back then. I thought like maybe 100 pairs or something like that, and then we'll just wander the streets and give them out to people. Um, and then I came up with the 23rd because I thought, well, you know what, it's not Christmas. It's not a day where people would expect for us to do that, but at the same time, it still has that Christmassy feeling, and it passes on that positive feeling to people um, going into the holidays. So around just after Halloween, I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do this year. Um, and I kind of like I started telling people, about my idea. It was just kind of hush hush at first, but it spread so quickly. And there was so many people around that were like those little kids in the Philippines. They wanted to give, and just the act of giving gave them um, an outlet, a way of um, spreading that positivity. I guess we ended up collecting over 800 presents, and we that was like from big scale like toys to like gift certificates, to just candy canes and chocolates. It was huge, but we had so many things, and we had probably about, I think, 8 to 10 of us that went out last year. And we started at 10:30 in the morning, and we went till about 6 or 7 at night, and we just handed it out to everybody we came into contact with. People walking down the streets, or we went door to door, and it was forever whoever's home. We had our little toys organized by age, and it was just like, okay, here you go. And everyone questioned, why are you doing this? And all we could say was just because, well, we wanted to. And that element of surprise, I think, made such a huge difference. And that's what I want to spread as well. So it is about that act of giving, and it's also about having that element of surprise and what that random act of kindness can do for that one person in that one moment, and how it can spread for the rest of their lives. That's what my dad gave to us, to my brother and to my sister, and I'm hopefully passing that on to my daughter. Um, he influenced us in a really positive way, and I'm wanting to do the same thing. So what is the Gary effect? Well, I think I've kind of explained it already, but I would just love for everybody out there. You don't have to do like a big, huge scale thing like us. This year, I was a little bit more prepared for it, and we did a fundraiser for the event, and we raised over $1,600. And then some of my coworkers have been amazing, and they've also held their own fundraisers for this. So thank you so much to you. And this year is going to be so much bigger and better than next year and or last year, and hopefully next year it's going to be even bigger than that. The more lives we can touch, I think the more positive energy that's going to be out there. And I think it's amazing. Just even giving the people the opportunity to come out with us and give out the presents, even if they haven't financially put in anything into it, it's no big deal. It's just having that outlet to be able to give back to the community. I think changes a lot of people, and just seeing the smiles on people's face and seeing their reactions, and having them go home and be like, wow, um, if we can affect that one 4-year old that we give a toy to in the long run, if they can look back as an adult and be like, and I remember when, and it has any effect on their lives, well, then we've done what we need to do. So, okay, I digress. Sorry. So, like I said, you don't have to do anything big scale. You don't have to go out buy presents. You don't have to do anything like that. All I ask is that you hold a door open for somebody, or smile at someone and just tell them to have a good day. That sort of thing on the 23rd or any day of the year. And just think to yourself, the Gary effect. It's our way. You don't even have to think of it as my dad, the Gary effect, but think of it as your loved one, how you're keeping their memory alive, and how you're moving, you're keeping their their positive influences on you going. And it's a movement that I hope that will go on for a very long time. Last year, my grandmother in Mexico had actually handed out candy to the kids, so it has spread quite a bit already. We had people all over the place. I had family all over being involved in this, so it is amazing. And I want to see this keep on growing. I want this to become a huge movement, not just for my dad, but for everybody. Um, I don't know. I really believe in love, and again, the effects we have on each other. And sometimes we kind of take that for granted. We get caught up in the moment. Just kind of think of it as when you're driving and somebody gives you the finger, how that can completely ruin your day. Or when somebody lets you into their lane and then you wave and they wave back or smile. It's it's such a good feeling, and that can change your day again from it being a completely horrible day or to a completely positive day. It's all about how we treat each other. So December 23rd, if you can just do something, anything, or any day of the year, and I would love to hear your feedback. I would love for you to be able to post, even on here, just how you've used the Gary effect or how you're planning on doing it would be awesome. We also have a website that's going to be coming out. It's not done yet, but I'm hoping to get it out. We also have pictures from last year. If you wanted to go onto Facebook, and our Facebook group is called Random Acts of Kindness in Memory of Gary Boitteau. It explains basically everything I kind of explained, but probably with a lot less ums. And it also has pictures from last year, and then I'll be posting more pictures again from this year. I came up with the name before we came up with our website name. So when our website's up, I invite you to check that out. I'll post comments or something and let you know when it's up. But anyways, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope that this video even helped to show you the Gary effect. And have a good day. Okay, Merry Christmas.